Welcome to your writing warm-up, 15 minutes every Monday and Friday by Jesse Stong and Playwright's Workshop Montreal. Let me know in the comments if you can't hear me. And guess what today? I have a special guest. My fly, he's awake. Oh, and he won't stop meowing. He's so annoying. He's 17 years old, but he's not on fly cam today. Maybe he'll go back, actually. You go. And I'm going to come back to fly later. There's a reason. If he starts meowing, I apologize. But hello, everybody. I hope the sound is okay. Oh, I'm not even near my mic. Maybe that's better. We're going to do an amazing activity today. I just want to remind you really quickly, if you're somebody who only watches the first 5 minutes, that's okay. I don't need a bigger commitment. But just remember to please click that like really quickly, or share, or just like our Playwrights Workshop Montreal Facebook group. We could really use your support. Today we're going to do a little 15-minute writing activity. It's a philosophy bite. My hair is very interesting. It's wavy over here and it's waving goodbye over here. Today's activity is the philosophy bite. It's about thinking about your character philosophically or thinking about your story philosophically. It's another example of writing sideways. And I always say writing sideways is good writing. It's where you, instead of pushing forward the plot and the characters. Oh, hello everybody. I forgot to say hi to the people. I have to look here. Some familiar faces. Hello, good morning. It's writing sideways to me is just don't push your story ahead. Don't try to wrap it up. Try to stop and flesh it out. Try to write sideways instead of forwards. And today's writing sideways activity, I just wanted to say really quickly, writing sideways may seem like it takes a lot longer. I just want to write my script. I just want to finish it. I don't want to do all this outside writing, but writing sideways saves you time. I can't tell you the hundreds and hundreds of times I've seen a script have to be edited over and over and over again because the person just won't stop and flesh out what they're writing and really get centered in what they're writing. If you just blah, blah, blah it out, you're going to do a lot more work in the rewrites than if you intuitively center yourself and work at writing really meaty things. Also, writing a little bit every day is keeping that thread alive. Do you hear him? He's going to probably meow like this the whole 15 minutes. It's keeping that thread alive, right? Ugh, stop meowing, you're so annoying. He's 17 years old and deaf. He never stops meowing. So keep that thread alive so that every day you're writing a little bit. You're keeping that story alive, and it gives you a chance to not lose. You don't have to constantly be resuscitating your story. And thinking of resuscitating, oh, my husband's watching too, with my children. Thinking of resuscitating, oh, by the way, Daniel, I broke one of your favorite mugs 5 seconds before I went live. You're going to kill me. Speaking of resuscitating, instead of sharing a charity today, I thought it would be kind of a good idea to share this website, our members of parliament. It's rcommons.ca. You can find the contact for every member of parliament in Canada. And if you're a writer and you have the ability to write, you should probably write them an email today saying, hey, what are you up to? Have you been seeing what New Zealand is doing and why it's working fighting COVID? What are we doing to do what New Zealand's doing? Why are we doing the opposite of what New Zealand's doing? Let's get to work. Are you ready? So think of either a character or your story generally. It can be a major, he's gonna go back to bed. I know it, he might meow first. It can be a major thing, a macro thing, like I'm gonna explore my story today. Or it can be a micro thing, I'm gonna explore one character. I would suggest one character. It's not a joke, I'm sorry, my husband thinks I'm kidding. I could show it, but I'm not going to. Okay, so what I want you to do is write down the character or the name of your story at the top of a blank piece of paper, and you might want some colored pencils and pens for this if you can grab it quick. If not, that's okay, you can color it in later. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to flesh out a character or a story to make our characters and story not so one-dimensional. Everybody's always talking about, is this character good or bad? Is this character right or wrong, right? And it's like, that's so basic, that's so one-dimensional, that's not how any human being really is, right? Like, nobody's all evil. Well, maybe some people are, but most people aren't all evil, all good. Most people aren't all right, all wrong. People are complex, right? So how do you bring that philosophical complexity to your character, right? And the other thing that a lot of actors do is they do verbing, where it's like, what does the character want, verb for verb? What do they want? What do they not want? And again, real people aren't necessarily like that. Sometimes we take actions that are against what we want. Sometimes we don't know what we want. Sometimes we want two things at once. Sometimes we don't want anything, right? So to look at somebody in terms of verbs is not the best way to like capture a character. where nouns is a really great way to center a character. What are the things that are around them that are the most important? How do they classify and how do they think about the important people, places, and things? That's what a noun is, right? So what I want you to do is I'm going to give you 1 minute and 30 seconds, not even, 1 minute and 10 seconds, to try to write down 10 nouns, people, place, or things related to your character, or if you're doing your story, related to your story. And if you have no clue what you're writing about, just go for it. See what comes out of your unconscious today. Make a data dump. So you're listing 10 things. Maybe do it in different colors, like 5 people, 4 places, and 3 objects. He's up. This cat is on my list today. 1 minute, 10 nouns related to your character, 10 nouns related to your story, whichever one you choose. Ready? Write down all 10. Do different colors if you want. Go. We'll go to the fly cam and try to rest him. If you can only think of 5, that's okay, but try for 10. You have 15 more seconds. What are their favorite places? Or maybe not favorite. What are the places that are important to them? The people that are important to them? The things that are important to them? You don't have to list all of them. You just have to list 5 to 10. 10 more seconds. Okay, so now you have a list of 10 nouns. And so I want to talk to you for 2 seconds about Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant. I can't do it in Germany. In German. In Germany? Oh my goodness. But he was an amazing philosopher from the Age of Enlightenment, a German philosopher. And one of his main central tenets of his philosophy was that every man should be treated as an end, not a means to an end. Meaning we need to stop looking at the rational human being as an object we can exploit, right? We need to start treating everybody as an end. They're their own being. They're their own end. They have their own things. And we need to stop using people as means to get to our own ends, to see them as objects we can use. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is because it's an interesting philosophy, and it's one of the philosophy bites we're going to play with. In other activities, I have a few other ones, but I want you to write on a piece of blank paper. On one side of the page, I want you to write means, and on the other side of the page, I want you to write ends. I think I'm reverse here, but I want you on your left side of the page to be means, and on the right side of your page is ends, so that you can fill in between. There's certain nouns in our life, people, places, and things, and they have a spot if you had to look at means to ends. Fly is a really good example. My cat. He's an end to me. I don't look to Fly to like get something. I don't feel like I need something from Fly. I don't feel like anything except I love him unconditionally. He's my cat. Sometimes he gets annoying and he embarrasses me because he's deaf and meows really loud, but mostly I don't need anything from him. He's an end. So if I was going to place him in a chart, I'd put him all the way on this side at the end, right? And then I think about the MPs that I told you to contact today, right? The member of parliament. Well, they're people, so I don't put them necessarily all the way as a means to get something, but also they have utility in my life. I need to use them to have my political voice heard. So I put them somewhere in the middle, maybe even closer to a means more than an end, even though that's not very nice because they're people. But what I want you to do is I'm going to do it too. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, maybe through 2.5. No, 2 minutes. We're going to run out of time. 2 minutes. I want you to just place these 10 nouns somewhere in between means and end. And you can be as creative as you want with this. You can put them in 3 different places. You can put them with question marks. I've done like squiggly lines and arrows. I get like really intuitively drawing as I go. But what you're really trying to do is, what can I learn by trying to place these 10 important nouns into a graph that shows how my character or how my story treats them? Do they see them as an end, an unconditional love? Do they see them as a means, a way to get something? Is it somewhere in between? Is it both places? Is it, you can put arrows to show that it's like moving? Do whatever you want. You have 2 minutes. Just don't be a god who understands everything. Be a human who's meandering, who's just trying to play around with ideas. Place your 10 nouns into different places on your chart. Means and end. Ready, set, go. 2 minutes. Here we know. You're at 1 minute. Keep going. Be intuitive. Don't overthink it. Where does he value this? What does he think about this, or she, or they, or the story think about this noun? 1 minute. It can be in more than one place. It can be in the middle with a question mark. Go for it. Be intuitive. 30 more seconds. Ten, 9. You can do more later. 7, 6, 5. Okay. You know what I was thinking? Daniel's mug that I broke, it's probably going to be very valuable and be closer to end than means, because he loves that mug. And I might be at end as well in other ways. What I want you to do is, I'm going to show you mine, okay? And then I'm going to tell you how doing one little activity like that really quickly, maybe it was difficult for you, but you can get like 15 writer prompts out of doing a little philosophy bite. I'm going to show you something. This is my chart that I did. You can see that I have, like, in pink is the characters. There's Goody, Dad, Coco, Joshy. These are the characters from my story. It's a kid's story. These are objects that are important to my character. Their vlog, their makeup, their drag career. And this is 2 locations, their school and their hotel fantasy, which sounds weird, but it makes sense in my story. And you can see it's just this big messy thing, right? There's the means, there's the end. And it's like I did all kinds of things. All kinds of things that I learned from this was like Bambi is their arch nemesis. They hate that person. And Dad and Goody are their 2 deepest loves. They love them. Their hotel fantasy is so close to being this unconditional, beautiful place, but they hate going to school. I should write about that. Why do they hate school so much? Why do they hate Bambi so much? Why is Coco somebody who they still haven't unconditionally loved? But see the arrows because they're confused. Coco's relationship is shifting. I should write about that. Their relationship to Joshy is right in the middle, and it's confusing. They don't know how they feel. Same with their relationship to their vlog. It's like I could write about that. Why? It's like a great tension. They don't know how they feel about it. Makeup is 2 things. They love it and they hate it. I learned I couldn't keep it in one place. So basically what I learned from this is like 10 different things I could write about. Things that they love, things that they're using, things that they're exploiting, things that they're confused about. There's just endless things. I want you to write in the comments if you can while we're wrapping up one thing you learned about your character from doing that. Shut up, Fly, you're so loud. I love him unconditionally, but he never stops meowing. He's so old. So I just want you to start thinking about what did I learn from doing a little activity like that? Sometimes making a visual board seems like a weird waste of time, but you can actually uncover so many little discoveries about your character just by forcing them to make little philosophical decisions. Oh, I have 1 more minute. If anyone wants to share one thing that they learned about their character, please do so quick. Please contact your member of parliament. I have some more philosophical bites coming, but Monday's one is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a fast writing one where you're going to have to be ready. Hannah learned that someone wears a lot of thigh-high socks. But did you learn whether or not she loves doing that or whether she feels obligated to do that? whether it's both. That's what the point of like placing it is. But also even learning something like that, great. You learned what your character's kind of apparel looks like, right? I'd be really interested. Please post in your comments later. She wanted a family without the husband or even necessarily the baby. Right, so it's like you learned her like deepest desires aren't necessarily the whole package, right? She found out they like slides. Who knew? And that'd be great as a writing prompt, is like write the feeling of taking a slide. Justin says, I learned that when prompted, a lot of initial choices were actually means. So that tells you that this character maybe perhaps unconsciously is treating a lot of people like, that's a really good decision. If all your things end up on the mean side, what kind of character is that? I love that. Food is her second language. Yeah, sometimes you don't think about like, where would I place food? You think, oh, it's a very mean sustenance thing. And then you realize through doing it, no, food is like a passion for this character. So keep going. Go to the comments on the YouTube thing and post some more, and even comment on each other's. Give each other some feedback on what you think about that. Try to remember doing visuals is a great way to get out of just pushing the draft forward. Thank you all for your time. Please come back on Friday, 10:15. Please like and share. Show and tell. Pizza was my only end. Well, I love that, Justin. I love pizza's the universal language of love, right? So please like and share if you care. Thank you all for your support. I'll see you all on Monday. Sorry, I was a bit frazzled. I broke my husband's mug. I'll see you all soon. Bye. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. You deserve